Hello everybody, I'm going to be showing you what would happen if my opponent were to use the London against me while I did the King's Indian. So my opponent would start off with Queen to d4, I would move Knight to f6, then my opponent would then move their Bishop to f4. Because they're trying to control this e5 square. So for the King's Indian, I would move my knight or my pawn to g6, and for the King's Indian uh, and the London, they're two very different. Very different strategies, since they both are trying to accomplish different things. The London, as you see, forms a small like pawn pyramid, and it's very balanced. The London forms the pawn pyramid, and is very balanced, while the King's Indian is more unbalanced and it focuses more on one side. So later I will be showing you how to do different uh, techniques with the strategies. I'll go over how to use the London. I've already made a video on the King's Indian, so please check that out. And also, please subscribe, since this is a small channel, and we're also almost to 100 subscribers, and it would also mean a lot. So, to control, I accidentally blundered for white. Let me just move their knight back. So what white is trying to do is control the e5 and the d4 squares, since to them the middle is most important. But for me, since I'm using the King's Indian, I want to concentrate all my pieces on one side. I think if this was a real game, the London probably would win, since it is much more balanced and uh, offers more protection. Since they're able to check here, and since the whole point of the King's Indian is to establish a pawn chain and attack, this very defensive position here allows the king, with the queen moved here, allows the king to castle on either side. So those are the benefits of the London. The King's Indian, if it's against other forms of, or if it's against other openings or other types of, uh, like if it's up against other strategies, the King's Indian is very effective. But uh, since it's the against the London, it's not as effective. So you can already see who would win if the London were to face off against the King's Indian, since you can't really pawn storm on the left side, because the king can just castle here, and now the attack on the left side wouldn't really work out. The London is a good form is a good it's like a good strategy because it can be used on both sides of the board to attack, and it's very defensive. I like the King's Indian since the London is more is more people know about the London. So it's those the benefits of using the King's Indian is not as many people know about it, and so for this move, I'm going to move the bishop here, and the opposing side knight is going to move here. This will put the king in check and also threaten the queen as a fork. You can take the knight, but the white's bishop will just come in and take the rook. So now with the King's Indian against the London, you have a left side that is being blocked and an underdeveloped right side. The knight moves out, but it's not going to be able to do much. If it moves to e5, b4, or b4, it's going to be quickly taken. And also, if it tries to move to a5, white can just move up to b4, which we'll do right now. Now this knight has nowhere to go, and black will most likely threaten the bishop. The bishop will just retreat. Now we're gonna have a bishop trade here. Now the queen for black has an undefended pawn here that it could take. So for white right now, it's easiest to attack for black to attack white on the left side, but the king is on the right, and that's normally where they want to go. So protect their pawn, white's just gonna move up, and the knight can't really move anywhere, so it's gonna go back and try to come on the left side to maybe get an extra queen. So white's in a pretty nice defensive position right now. Got a nice pawn chain going and a pyramid in the middle. And for black right now, there's really nothing they could do. The best move for white maybe is to move this knight here. It's protected by the queen. And black might try to pressure the knight to try to get away. And this is where white's going to do a move called an en passant. And that's a move where if someone moves 2 squares past you, you can just go across. Black will take. And now white will move. Oh, that was a blunder. But now that both sides are going to start taking. It's going to end up as a W there for the black. Now they also threaten this pawn here. And now we're getting into the end game. White's defenses are now shattered. Both rooks are this rook here is not really in the play right now, so he's gonna probably move his rook here. This also blocks the queen from taking the undefended pawn. Black might move a knight in to try to get at this undefended pawn here. And this is when White is going to start moving its queen into attack. Now, this knight here, which is protected by its queen, if the rook, that was a misclick there, but it's a blunder for the white side. Now, black is going to try to trying to make up for the lost queen. The queen would most likely go here to threaten this knight and this pawn. The black would try to save both by checking the king. Now the king would have to move here, and now the horse is under pressure, so it will leave and put pressure on the queen. The queen, however, wanted to move, and it will take the pawn. Now all white has to do is bring its rook in and quickly finish off black, since this pawn chain here is very useless now. Black will start moving it up to on a pawn storm attack to try to get a queen. The king for white will move up to try to help this rook get back in the game. And now black will try to pressure the queen, who will take the pawn. And black at this point is going to try to check the king. Maybe get and force the king a little in the open. Black will check the king again. The king will run. And black will take the pawn and put the king under pressure. The king has no choice but to move up, or it would put its rook in danger. So one of the main mistakes made this game by white was it never really got its rook h1 into the game. It had a really nice defense, but it wasn't able to effectively go on offense. Black king was exposed, but once black started going on the offensive, it was just too much for white. Thank you for watching. This was what would happen if the London went against the King's Indian in chess.